More than 100 years ago, the ancestors of Odamten were miserable wanderers. They had no land, no home, no power. They came begging at the gates of Nyamekye. King Kwame, the wise and generous ruler of Nyamekye, took pity on them. He gave them land in a place called Obiki, just beyond the river. It was meant to be a temporary lease for 100 years. For 40 years, the people of Obiki prospered. But when King Kwame died, leaving only his daughter to inherit the throne, Odamten's ancestors grew jealous. They secretly built an army and, under the cover of darkness, launched an attack. They killed the royal guards and stormed the palace. The Queen Mother of Nyamekye barely escaped. The Queen Mother ran for days through the wild forest. She was pale, hungry, and near death. One evening, she collapsed, surrounded by hungry lions. Just as they moved closer, a hunter nearby fired his gun, not at the lions, but at a bird. The shot startled the lions. They fled. The hunter approached and found the Queen Mother unconscious. The hunter took her home, cared for her wounds, and kept her safe. Soon, the Queen Mother discovered she was pregnant. 9 months later, she gave birth to a baby girl. She named her Ekua. Not long after, the Queen Mother passed away, her body weak from suffering. The hunter, with a heavy heart, raised the child as his own. Years passed. Ekua grew into a beautiful, strong young woman. One day, a kind man named Baba Kofi came to Nyamekye and fell in love with her. They planned to marry. On the day of the ceremony, the hunter went to the farm to hunt for food for the guests. But Odamten's new guards, jealous of his reputation, ambushed him. They shot him and took over his farmland. Odamten had been newly installed as king of Obiki, claiming all of Nyamekye as his own. Years passed. Ekua grew into a beautiful, strong young woman. In sorrow, Baba Kofi and Ekua moved to the village center of Nyamekye. They lived as peasants, quietly raising their children. Odamten ruled over them with iron fists and clever lies. What was once the heart of a kingdom had become a shadow. But something stirred in the bloodline. A forgotten flame was waiting to burn bright again. Tiko was the third of 5 sons. He was different from his brothers. Sharp, stubborn, and always asking questions. Papa, he would ask.
Why does Odamten act like a king? Where did his family come from? Why do you fear him so much?
But Baba Kofi would only look away.
Don't ask such things,
he would mutter. But Tiko couldn't stop. Whenever someone said Odamten, Tiko's parents would freeze. Their eyes dropped. Their hands trembled. Their voices went quiet. Tiko hated it. He didn't understand why his family, who worked so hard, had to live in fear. Why must we always bend? He asked aloud. No one answered. Baba Kofi had 5 sons, Yor, Kojo, Tiko, Mensa, and Kwabena. Then came Amma, the last-born, a girl with bright eyes. Kojo was strong. Mensa was clever. But Tiko was the one who never fit. He was always in trouble. He stood up for the weak. He hated lies. So, his parents thought he was just a nuisance. When Baba Kofi needed land to build, he went to Odamten.
Pay a deposit, you can start building. Pay the rest later,
Odamten said. But Odamten lied. He kept adding interest. Every delay made the debt worse. Soon, Baba Kofi owed so much that the land he bought was no longer his. At night, Odamten crept into Baba Kofi's farm. He used dark magic to stop the crops from growing. Nothing Baba planted would survive. Hunger came. Debt grew. And Tiko noticed everything. One day, Odamten came with guards. He growled.
Your time is up, give me the money or give me one of your children for a slave.
Kojo stepped back. Mensa hid. But Tiko stood tall. He said,
I will go.
At Odamten's compound, Tiko worked as a slave. He swept floors, fetched water, carried firewood. But he watched. He listened. He waited. He still had questions. One night, Tiko followed an old map hidden in the library. He found a chamber beneath Odamten's house. Inside was a chest with gold bars marked by the royal seal of King Kwame, Tiko's ancestor. There were land papers, scrolls, and a will. Tiko read the scroll by torchlight. It said,
When a child is born from my bloodline, with 5 sons before him and a daughter after, the 3rd son shall rise as king.
Tiko gasped. That was him. He was born for more. Tiko returned to Nyamekye with the scroll, the gold, and the seal. Prior to his arrival at Nyamekye, Tiko confided in Kwesi his friend. Kwesi's father hurriedly informed King Kwame, whose forebears have told him about the ancient coup in Nyamekye. Kwesi's father, fearing for Tiko and family, beseeched the powerful king to save the boy and Nyamekye. A crowd had gathered at the behest of King Kwame. Tiko had just arrived at the gathering with his parents, unaware about the motive of the crowd. He had barely finished telling his parents about his revelation. With both parents afraid and thinking of what was next for them, their fear came to live, fate sealed as they heard the usual Odamten drumbeat. Ekua, eyes wide open, said to Tiko, "Oh, you troublemaker." Odamten stormed in with his fierce guards, ready to scatter the gathering and pounce on Tiko. Baba Kofi and Ekua thinking their fate is sealed. But before he could act, the sky thundered with war drumbeats. The earth trembled. Out of the dust came King Kwame, mounted high and flanked by countless mighty guards and his allied kings. They filled the space with radiant regalia. The crowd stood in awe. Odamten and his men, dressed like paupers in gangster robes, looked pitiful in contrast. Even Odamten bowed his head. Everyone did. Tiko, stunned, turned to see the mighty king. He had no idea that Kwesi's father had summoned him. Kwame wasted no time. He whispered to one of his guards, who raised his voice.
Whoever among this crowd hails from the bloodline of King Kwame, step forward.
Silence. Then, from behind the crowd, a woman came forth crying. It was Tiko's mother. She knelt before the king. All her sons, including Tiko, joined her. Odamten rose to protest, but the assembled kings shouted him down. He began to sweat. King Kwame turned to Tiko.
Where is the will?
Tiko reached into his satchel and brought out the scrolls, land deeds, and gold. Kwame examined them. When his eyes met the golden seal, he cried aloud.
This is King Kwame's signet. Long live the memory of King Kwame.
Tiko's mother wept. As she bowed before the king, he noticed a faded tattoo on the back of her neck. It was the royal signet. The queen mother had tattooed her baby before she died, sealing her bloodline. Kwame raised his voice to the heavens.
Behold, the true blood of King Kwame.
He read the will aloud. Who is the 3rd son of Ekua? They pointed to Tiko. Then he is the rightful king. Odamten collapsed to his knees. The judgment began. Tiko revealed the dark magic used on the farms, the false debts, the threats. The elders stripped Odamten of everything. His lands were returned. His power dissolved. Tiko was crowned king of Nyamekye and protector of Obiki. He wore modern royal robes, a crown shaped like an eagle, and held the lion scepter of justice. The people cheered. Even his parents wept. The troublemaker had become king. Building a new kingdom. Tiko took control of all Obiki and consolidated its resources into Nyamekye. In 3 years, he transformed both lands into a mighty, modern metropolis. He made a decree: no citizen of Nyamekye would pay for land to live or start a business. When men reached marital age, they were given free land to build homes. Women received market stalls and business spaces. Men worked in farms, mills, and mines, paid fairly and with dignity. It was a golden age. Tiko banished Odamten and his entire bloodline from Obiki. It was justice, or so it seemed. But Odamten did not go far. He carried a secret. A dangerous one. One scroll was missing from the chest Tiko recovered, the scroll that held the greatest weakness of Baba Kofi's bloodline. Odamten still had it. Shadow waiting. Some say Odamten is grooming his next generation, just like his ancestors did before. Whispers rise: will slavery return? Will Obiki fall again? Will Nyamekye stand, or is its crown built on a forgotten floor? Only time will tell.